24.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome to Talk Chef. I'm one of your hosts, Reka.
I'm your other host, Jordan.
And we have two very special guests here today. We have Rachel Bloom and Dan Gregor. Guys, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us. We're thrilled.
This is our favorite thing to talk about.
We're so excited.
So yeah, give us the lowdown. Like, you guys are not just season 18 fans, you are Top Chef fans.
I think we started watching together. The dog
is a Top Chef fan too.
Yeah,
And we love
I remember we started watching together the All-Star season that Richard Blaze won.
Oh, was that the Angelo season where he fainted?
Yes.
It was the Angelo season where he messed up the salt. No, he fainted. Angelo's season was when his first season. The All-Stars,
right.
the first All-Stars that I saw.
Yes.
Angelo, there was a challenge in a Target.
And he made a baked potato soup that had way too much salt.
And he was like, "You can't get past salt."
You're freaking good.
You're really good. I remember. I remember it well because I'll tell you why I remember this, because I was just getting into Top Chef. That was my first season. And at the time I was at a writing job that had some very toxic, mean people there who were also Top Chef fans. And they were like, "Who are you rooting for?" And I said, someone, I guess, other than Richard at the moment. And they were like, "That's the wrong answer. There's only one person you should actually be rooting for." Now, they were kind of right, but also they were fucking assholes. Can I curse?
Yeah.
Of course.
Great. Angelo got sick
in
his original season. I forgot. Top Chef was like Top Chef and Project Runway were my airplane shows.
Oh yes,
We love.
Let's talk airplane shows and movies.
So I would make anytime I was on an airplane, I would binge like half.
Oh, like
the season.
on your laptop or something.
They, for whatever reason, I think they were both Bravo shows, and Bravo had a deal with like whatever JetBlue or Delta, and so those two shows I became obsessed with through air travel.
That makes sense because quick sidebar.
Go.
So you think you know everything about your partner. So when I was nominated for a Golden Globe the first time, before the HFPA was essentially a non-organization, which whole thing. I found out Christian Siriano from Project Runway was going to design my dress. And I said it, and I had like barely heard him because I wasn't super fashiony and I didn't watch Project Runway. And I'm talking to Gregor, and I was like, "Yeah, my dress is going to be designed by this like amazing guy from Project Runway, Christian." And Gregor goes, "Christian Siriano?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I watched every episode of Project Runway."
He was the best.
And King season 4.
And it was such a surprise. I had no idea he knew anything about fashion or cared about it.
So any skills-based challenge, I'm in.
Yes.
But it's why now he's taken more to Drag Race with me. And I really wish RuPaul's Drag Race and Top Chef would do a crossover.
Wow.
That would be huge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Would you want All Stars to cross over?
I think that,
I mean, look, we could just start with a challenge, and it's like a drag cooking challenge, and like you have to make a dish for the queens and they have to present it.
You have to make a dish inspired by drag. Like I can picture RuPaul coming in. Okay, you have to make like a campy dish.
I mean, Tina Burner is clearly doing a cookout for hot dogs.
Oh, you're saying the queens have to.
I'm saying the cooks are inspired by
each queens. Drag queen on the current season of Drag Race. Okay, here's another thing. The cooks could be inspired by, they bring on like a bunch of winners of Drag Race, and each chef has a winner they have to like cook for and capture the essence of. Now the flip side is there could be a Drag Race runway challenge where they have to dress like food.
Ooh. What if we did one of those like sort of like human plate installations?
Oh, like
the chefs have to basically make the queens into a plate of food.
Yeah. Now I have a follow-up question. I want to know what queen from any season do you think would be the best chef, and what chef from any season do you think would do the best drag?
Wow.
That's good.
That's the best question I think I've ever been asked.
Thank you so much. It's a heavy question, so if you need time to think about it, I also understand, but I'm so curious.
Katsuji is a pretty good queen.
You're absolutely
wow,
that was a pretty perfect answer.
Yeah.
That he had a lot of that energy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I'm actually gonna.
I mean, it's a great answer.
Thank you. I mean, Blaze's hair sort of takes him into a sort of an avant-garde kind of.
He's almost more of a like kind of a Gottmik or Crystal Method, like there's experimentation with gender. Who do I think would be the best cook out of every queen from Drag Race? It has to be
I don't
someone
even know where to start on this.
really, really like, just like really with like a specific, like just someone specific. You know what? I'm gonna be obvious, and I'm gonna say like, spoiler, the winner of season 13, Simone. I think would be a terrific chef because everything Simone does is so thought out and specific, and there are so many flavors mixed in everything she does, but she still has like such a clear identity and point of view.
That's fair. That's good.
I think these are great answers. People in the chat are agreeing with you on Katsuji, particularly. Excellent answer.
What's her name with the buck teeth from the winner of Best Personality?
The winner of Best
from last season.
Oh, you mean the gap in her teeth?
Yeah.
Heidi in Closet.
Not buck teeth. Sorry.
Heidi in Closet.
I feel like she has she just has a lot of like Southern pride. I feel like I bet she's with a certain amount of like recipes.
That's
from
true.
The region.
Anyone who's like really proud to be where they're from and that place is like a great food destination. Like no one's gonna say like Denali who's from like Alaska and then like Phoenix or something. Like no one's like, ooh, I can't wait to have Alaska. Although Alaskan food, I think it's a lot of whale. Maybe that's whale bear, maybe.
You whale eaters.
Yeah.
Whale eaters, get at us in the chat. Do you eat whale and are you from Alaska? If so, someone else in the chat, Amanda says Ms. Cracker was on Bon Appetit.
She's probably got a nice like Jewish repertoire, right?
I think so. Cracker's story is really interesting because Cracker's like a former like Hasidic Jew.
Oh, so she knows a whole.
But Cracker's from Seattle, which is like a fine food destination.
Yeah, but the Hasids are sort of a culture unto themselves.
But I don't know how like Hasidic like I think that it was like family left when she was really little. Now I want to go through every queen and think of how good
make a chart of like what food there is.
You know what? I bet Bianca Del Rio is like actually like surprisingly secretly a great cook.
Yeah.
That's who comes to my mind first. I feel like any of the queens that are like a little bit older and know how to sew, I'm like, if you know how to sew, you absolutely know how to cook. Even if you don't like it, you can't, like your mom made sure you knew how to do it.
But you're totally right. There's this, you know who's probably a great cook is, I mean, maybe just because she has like a food brand in nuts is Latrice Royale.
Yes.
Okay.
I think Katya
nuts now.
Yeah, I think Katya can do some Russian dishes.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
I love it. I think we could sell this, honestly.
I think you've made a season.
Every time they're like the maxi, every time on Drag Race they're like the maxi challenge, or every time on Top Chef they're like today's mini, I always think RuPaul's gonna come out and go like hello, and it's gonna be here's what I would love to see on Top Chef. I would love to see the chefs do a reading challenge, which for those of you who don't know is where they put on glasses reading and they just insult each other. I would fucking die for that.
Or read each other's dishes. Like
that's so great.
That's so
good. I love that.
Chefs are like mean people.
Oh, they're so judgmental. I mean, like I constantly wonder when they're like we see them tasting each other's dishes if they're just being polite but they fucking hate it. Because how many times have you seen those clips where someone's like, it's good, and then they end up in the bottom because they're trash.
Sure. Yes. Like you mean like as they're making like, hey, is this too spicy or whatever?
What do you think? Do you think it's more spice?
See, I think if they are doing that,
always needs more spice.
I have the naive belief that as the seasons have gone on, they are more about the food and the integrity. In the earlier seasons, I am like, ooh, a little Mike Isabella is probably trying to fuck people over like that.
Yeah.
As the seasons have gone on, I'm like, everyone's friends and they're all trying to like battle for honor. They want to compete against the best chef or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's more true than it used to be for sure. But I think at the same time, like when it comes down to it, like chefs are bitchy. You know what I mean? Like having worked in restaurants and like knowing chefs, I'm like, yeah, they're just like they're very competitive. Maybe that's a nicer way to say it. I think inherently chefs are most of the time competitive, and that can be a little bitchy.
Yeah.
Also, like food itself is kind of drag. Hear me out.
I'm listening.
Yeah.
Okay. Theory posited.
Yeah.
Food is fuel, right? We don't need to make it look pretty or taste good. Like we don't need food to taste good to get fuel. So anything we do to food, we're all born naked and the rest is drag.
Food is born naked.
Food
and
is
a dish is drag.
Food, yes.
There you go.
Any dish is food drag.
Yes.
I love it.
Wow.
So any like
They came together.
yeah, food. I think what I'm saying is food is queer.
And I agree with that. All my other homos, drop it in the chat.
Drop it in the chat. You think food is queer.
Pride Month is almost here, and food is on our side.
Beautiful. Okay, so let's get into our first.
What is the chat saying? I can't.
Yeah, right. They're all like, are you all okay?
No, the chat is driving. The chat wants a food is drag shirt. That's what they're asking.
Oh, that's a great.
It's a good shirt. It's a good shirt.
We should
Good
make
shirt.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's beautiful.
Great.
Let's get into a little orders of business
Of
for
course.
Top Chef. As we know, this is a charity live stream. Every season we're raising money for a different organization. This season is no different. This season we are raising money for Heart of Dinner, which is an organization that provides food delivery and grocery assistance to the elderly Asian community in New York City. They're an awesome organization. And if you're like, I would like to donate, Jordan is taking those donations and gathering them all up into one big lump sum for the end of the season to donate. So if you want to donate through her, you can Venmo at JORDANMYR1CK. That info is in the description of the video. Or if you're like, fuck that, I want my own tax little write-off, you can donate on your own and you can DM us the receipt. And if you're like, seriously, fuck you guys, you can just donate on your own and never tell us.
You have to know.
Either way, if you hate us or you like us, you can donate.
It's a cool.
So that's our first order of business. But our second order of business is something we didn't tell you guys, which is just like every episode of Top Chef has a quick fire. So does every episode of Talk Chef. It does not involve.
Oh, we did no research. We have to cook? Oh,
No, you don't have to cook.
No, we've got tons of Kelfalon-ware outside your front door right now.
We have left, 35 hefty bags full of things wrapped in foil. Make every item in.
Oh, I love this because when I was a child, my mother wrapped me in foil.
We are going to give you 10 questions. These are just questions like food
Okay.
preference.
For the record, Gregor's like a really good cook.
Actually,
so
I will
he
say,
was really excited for
my friend Billy Scafuri for his birthday had a Top Chef birthday party, and everyone showed up, and they had just bought a ton of ingredients, and Billy and his wife were the judges, and everyone had to cook for them in like a series of quickfire challenges.
We gotta do that now.
It was my favorite birthday party I've ever been to.
That's incredible. Wow. Okay. This is beautiful. And guys, in case you guys are like, maybe I can half-ass this quickfire challenge. It doesn't matter, right? Okay. Well, let me tell you what the prizes are. If you
Great.
First of all, it's the fastest quickfire in all of Top Chef history. It's 45 seconds to answer.
Okay, Rika, but this makes me ask a question.
What?
Since it's the two of them, do we have to give 2 times 45? Do they do it separately? We've
Well,
only had one other pair before, and I can't remember what we did.
we split it up 5 and 5. So the first 5 questions went to one person, the second 5 went to
Right.
another person.
Great. Okay.
It's
Okay.
really complicated math the way we figured out how to do that, how to split 10 into 2.
It's
But we
hard for me to
did crack it.
process.
We cracked it once.
Ooh, so wait, we get 22.5 seconds?
Well, it depends, right? Like it's like Legends of the Hidden Temple, right? If the first person takes too long, you're going to the second
Your
person.
time's down.
That's gonna be me.
Hey, this is all. There is actually maybe Rachel, you do want to think about strategy because the prizes are really cool.
What are the prizes?
Okay, your first prize will be a deed to the Terlato wine vineyard. Now, this vineyard is located The Terlato Wine Vineyard. And for those,
oh my God, it's impossible to get in there.
Wait,
it's impossible. It's located in
the deed.
You get the deed.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
God.
located on the driest patch of land in the Death Valley. The smallest size bottle you can get is 75,000 gallons. It's really incredible. The wine is made of 90% sugar and 10% field mice. It's really delicious.
Absolutely. And for anyone who doesn't know, Terlato Wine sponsors Top Chef very frequently. Everyone that we've ever had on the show that has tasted it says it is garbage.
Except Brother Luck liked it.
Brother Luck, who liked it. But Reka and I have not been able to purchase it. We have tried. We have contacted companies who say they sell Terlato wines. And then when you call or go to the shop, the place says, I've never even heard of that wine. So owning this vineyard is a pretty big deal.
It's a pretty big deal or a really small deal, depending on how.
That seems like the new, what was the Wayfair conspiracy? The QAnon Wayfair conspiracy.
That they had kids in the furniture?
They thought they were selling people on Wayfair. This is the new that you can't buy Terlato wine.
Because they're kids.
Notice
that's why the bottles are so big.
Terlato sounds like a toilet.
Yeah, I think Terlato sounds like a funny way to say toilet. I think you're right.
I'm gonna just start saying
I'm going to the toilet. Yeah.
If
you think like Terlato sounds like a funny way to say toilet, sound off in the comments.
Maybe that's like prison wine. It's in the back of a toilet.
There you go.
Yeah. So you win that incredible deed. No, your dog is actually excited, I think.
He wants to drink from the toilet.
Yeah.
He heard toilet and went Terlato. So that's your first prize. Your second prize will be your own suite of broken GE appliances, just like on the show. So we're talking an oven that mysteriously drops temperature and someone goes, who turned on my oven?
No one did. It's broken.
No, it's just broken. Or a fryer that doesn't get up to temperature that you have to use as a pasta boiler. All sorts of really awesome appliances.
He's gonna explain to her what's going on.
The dog, yeah. You're filming a live. My mistake. Sorry. Beautiful. So once, does he prefer Dan or Gregor?
Either. Gregor's what we call him. His name is Dan Gregor. He went to Jewish summer camp. Everyone there was named Dan or Josh. Everyone was known by their last name. He has chosen to remain by his last name. Early in our relationship, I was like, we were friends for a couple of years, and then we started dating. I was like, should I call you something else now? Like, it's weird to call you Gregor. And he's like, no, Gregor's my name, and do I regret it? Ooh, is that our food?
It's forage, yes.
Okay.
Anyway, so Gregor is great.
Okay, Gregor, great. So Gregor and Rachel, you will have 45 seconds to get through these 10 questions. And if you do it, you are going to win those really cool prizes.
I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Now, I need to know right now who is going first and who's going second.
What do you prefer, Rachel?
You go first. I can't handle this pressure.
So I will say, Gregor, do the first 5 questions, and then I will shout Rachel.
Okay.
The next 5 questions.
And I'll start the timer from the moment Jordan finishes asking question 1. Okay. Ready?
All right. Are we ready?
He's psyching himself up.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. We're getting in the zone. Okay. Gregor, what dish do you think of when you hear the term hospital food?
Jell-O.
Kwame's nail polish or Padma's bangs?
Kwame's nail polish.
Yes or no, can Shota do wrong?
No.
When should you throw out your leftovers?
When they are slimy.
Favorite Top Chef contestant of all time?
Melissa King.
Rachel, what would you say is your ingredient a la Sarah and yogurt?
A peanut butter.
Do you think Greg and Richard Blaze actually get along?
Yes.
Who should have gone home this episode?
The person who went home.
Who will win this season?
Sarah.
How great are Jordan and Reka?
Great.
Just in the nick of time, I think we got a great, incredible, guys. We are going to deliver both of those really good prizes straight to your door. You're going to get a big plot of land at your door.
You need our address.
Yeah, exactly. And your address, everyone knows your address, so we're gonna
put it in the chat.
Yeah, pop it in the
YouTube chat your address. Reka and I will drop it off.
It's pretty custom. We do this all the time.
Wire forwarding address.
Yeah, exactly. Incredible.
Great job.
Great. This is beautiful. So let's dive into this freaking episode, shall we?
Yes, really quickly.
Stand by what?
All those answers.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Melissa King's not my favorite. Gregory's my favorite. I was lying.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe you lied like that.
It's between Gregory and Kristen for me.
Gregory's for sure my favorite. Kristen is actually my second favorite. Melissa's like top 5.
Okay.
Oh, you know who I also loved was Grayson.
Grayson. Oh,
you loved Grayson.
I did.
Shirley. I love Shirley.
Oh, Shirley.
Oh, I love
Shirley.
Grayson.
What did you like about Grayson?
It was, I think Grayson's second go around wasn't great, but Grayson's first go around, she was just like really charming.
Okay.
If that makes me basic, then I'm basic.
No, it doesn't make you basic. It's because I think Grayson's second go around, she had such a bad attitude.
It was very bad. It was very bad.
In my mouth.
Grayson's first, I like Grayson on the first go around, and then I was really sad. Oh, you know, we also loved Stephanie Kamar. Stephanie Kamar personality is just like
Stephanie. I feel like I have a lot of friends like that who I'm just like, hey, you're okay.
She was so funny,
I more like have a routine in my life where I encourage people like that, and so I felt a connection to her. But I was shocked at how well she did, to be totally honest.
I think Stephanie is wonderful. She got so fucked on her season. Top Chef New Orleans, that she got eliminated because Nicholas Elmy had immunity on a French versus Spanish food show, and he wanted to make those silk corn nests, and she was like, "Can we not?" And he's like, "Shut up."
But she was a pretty, if I remember, a pretty middling contestant. Am I wrong?
She was middling that season, but she was doing better, and she would have.
She did really well.
Then she got to the top 3 in season 17, but in season 11, she got cut off before she could do. Nick should have gone home.
Yeah.
He had immunity.
Well, I mean, I will also say there's a whereas Stephanie, I believed her her all shucks lack of self-confidence. I do think Sarah's full of shit this season when she's like, "Oh,
yes,
who me? I am talented. No, who knew? I'm not me. I'm just a little girl from the small town."
Oh my God. Okay, Gregor, you are so 100% right, and I'll tell you right now how you know it's bullshit, because she also says, "I cook grandma food." I'm like, you cook Middle Eastern inspired, high concept, fine dining cuisine. What are you talking about? And I like her food, whatever. But I'm like, shut up.
It's a little. Did you guys see the Great British Bake Off? Do you watch that ever?
Yeah. Some of it.
You know Ruby Tando from God, she was in the top 3. She was really painfully shy. She'd be like, "I'm sure what I made is dreadful." And she would always dunk on her own stuff and then win. And I'm like, at that point, it is rude to keep dunking on your stuff. Because other people are losing and going home, and you're like, "I must be awful." And
that's the entirety of the island of Britain, so it's okay.
It's really
an excuse of their culture to be like self-hating.
Yes. I'm sorry I shed a tear. It's just my mother died right before filming.
Her body's still on the ground right here.
Incredible. So let's hop on into this episode. Now, this quickfire challenge I love. It is to take a dish that wasn't a hit and that they had done in the past and redo it using second chance ingredients. So basically using like old produce.
I did like that a lot.
I think that rolls. I am someone, viewers of this show will know, I've been one to have old produce and to use it.
Yes, you gotta know when it's no good and when you can still roll with it.
And that's the thing, Reka doesn't know that. Reka doesn't.
I'll pull something up in the meantime that you guys can check out, and you can tell me if I did something bad by eating this.
A picture of your diarrhea.
Yeah. So here's a picture of my diarrhea, and I ate it because I was like, well, it's clogging my toilet, but I don't want it to waste it.
So the real question is, do you guys know a doctor?
Yeah, I am sick. So I love this challenge. I love the idea of using old produce and like not throwing something away. So this is a banana that slid out of its peel onto a plate I had.
I wasn't that far off.
That's I don't know if that's unhealthy. Like do bananas, until it's moldy, does the banana go bad?
In my opinion, no. I just stuck this in some banana bread.
I mean, I actually think I think you're close to right, but man, that looks right on the border. It's too viscous looking.
The sliding out of
the
its
sliding
peel
out
is a very bad.
It really slid out of there.
It really doesn't have any shape anymore.
No vertebrae. So
like the brownness is not a problem. You're totally right. You can still use it in all sorts of ingredients, but I don't know about how far along you let that thing slip and slide.
I'll tell you a great recipe for old bananas that we learned from a baby book. It's for toddlers, but it's also great for I was going to say humans, but toddlers. So, well, 1 egg, 1 banana, mix it up, take a tablespoon, put some butter in a pan. It's like it becomes a batter. Just fry it up like mini pancakes, and it's like a healthier pancake.
You can throw a blueberry in there. You can throw a chocolate chip in there.
Some pumpkin puree in there.
I think we're all saying the same thing, which is you can use a banana at any stage.
I just saw a recipe where we're pickling banana peels and throwing that in there.
And we're turning them into pulled pork. That's the new big vegan thing.
I've never seen that or heard that before.
Like a vegan pulled pork?
It's a vegan pulled pork. I can't bring myself to do it yet.
I haven't tried it.
Intrigued, but
very interested, but also that is a disgusting flavor in my head. Like eat it when you accidentally even just take
even if you eat the string,
it's gross. And then when we're all comedians, you do a bit where you eat a banana whole claw.
Of course. I've been in Improv 101. You do the bit where you bite into a banana without peeling.
Exactly. You bring up bananas every week.
I'm starting to realize why I didn't get on any improv groups, because I never did this in a scene where
you have to do this in a scene.
Gotta eat the banana.
Oh, and you bring in a real banana to improv class.
And that's why people know that you're special. It's because you don't just imagine it. You really do.
Exactly. They love when you use real props in improv.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Incredible. So I think this challenge rolls. And they also have this cool partnership with Dave's Killer Bread, which is already delicious.
Yes.
And they mentioned that Dave's Killer Bread employs formerly incarcerated people. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, okay, wait. Can we talk about this for a second?
Yeah.
Is that name fucked up? Is that a fucked up name to call a company that's actually employing ex?
I think that's weird now that I'm thinking. Yeah.
Like, they're in on the joke. They're all.
You're absolutely.
But it's so fucking weird that they're like, stabby, stabby, stabby. I'm pretty sure the guy does the guy have a knife in the logo, or did I make that up?
I don't think so. I think he's just really strong.
He's ripped, I know, but like then you're like,
he kind of looks like
murderer.
He's actually playing a guitar. So I don't know what that is.
Oh, is it like killer, like a killer solo? Yeah, nobody's getting that, Dave. I didn't get that.
But we know that the proceeds go to ex-cons.
Oh, you're right. Also, I don't love the font of killer. It looks like someone wrote it in blood.
Yeah.
They should just call it Dave's Bread.
Dave's Bread. Dave's rehabilitation bread.
Dave's awesome bread.
Yeah.
Oh, now I can't unsee that.
I love the bread.
The killer is like scrawled, like it looks like the Manson family when they wrote pig.
I think the guy in the logo is the person who was murdered.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and I think that this is their way of making reparations to the family.
Wow. Man.
Honestly, this backstory is incredible. I've never thought about any of this until this very moment.
Neither have I. And
I'm on the Dave's Killer Bread website. It doesn't say anything about reparations for a murder.
Yeah, incredible. Weird. That's not in there about.
Yeah, it should be like right there.
It should be like first up. Incredible. So the dishes that people made for this quick fire. Oh my gosh, people are having an error getting into this little
error. What do we do?
What's going on?
Do we need to even come back, Rika?
If we do that, we'll have to make an entirely new link, which is interesting.
What's happening?
Sucks.
Oh, there's a streaming issue. I I almost am tempted to say, okay. I'm so sorry. This is so irritating. Let's see.
People are having a hard time. They're saying it's going. It's
Okay,
going
pull up
hard.
the chat. We can see if we're.
Oh, on YouTube?
Yeah.
Sure.
May I ask?
Yeah,
I don't know if this is a rude question. May I ask what you ordered? What kind of food you ordered for dinner? You don't
We'll
have
show
to.
you. We'll show you everything.
We'll give you a rundown of the whole thing.
This is from Forage.
You know, classic Silver Lake weeknight joint.
Okay.
I did the salmon bowl with kale and the pickled radishes, my favorite.
Ooh. I did the jasmine rice with snap peas, but forgot that it also has peanuts in it, which is close to my signature ingredient.
Oh, yes, we love that.
We got a half chicken.
Okay.
Half roast chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. And the sides, another classic Forage dish. The kale salad with breadcrumbs.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
And then broccoli.
And some spicy broccoli.
Okay, very healthy.
Huh.
I like.
Try.
You know.
I think we're gonna keep rolling with the stream. I'm sorry for people who it's canceling out for. Sean has suggested it's probably a YouTube problem because my stream, my connection says excellent connection. So I don't know what to tell you, baby.
Brag.
Yeah, thank you for showing us your takeout. I did love that.
I do love that. I wish all of our guests had takeout. It feels like fun and on the.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's,
go for it.
We tend to roll through all the dishes that they made and do just like a thumbs up, thumbs down of like.
Great, yeah, that's my favorite.
I love that.
I have strong opinions about all of them.
Okay, perfect. I love this.
I mean, like I said, I want to talk about Avishar.
We're about to have a fist fight between Jordan and Gregor on Avishar. I'm very excited for this.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, Jordan got emotional during this elimination.
He's done nothing but shit the bed except for
oh my gosh,
astronaut ice cream.
Oh my god, wow. We are going to table this. This is a huge point of discussion.
Can you fuck up rice?
Listen, I'm aware, but also I have thoughts. So let's get through the quick fire.
We'll get through the quick fire and we're gonna get to this. We want this to be a full 35-hour discussion and deliberation on this. Okay, quick fire dishes. Shoda made aradaki, a soy braised fish head. I'm like,
awesome.
Just love Shoda so much.
This was one of those dishes where I was like, oh, that's not a leftovers dish. I would order that in a restaurant happily.
And I admire anybody that can do that, right? That can make it not seem like this is the part of the fish we don't use kind of thing.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
It was great.
Okay, beautiful. Then should we wait for Rachel?
She can hear you.
Okay, great, perfect. Sarah made.
I started to eat while we were doing the live stream.
Talking about food, it's hard not to eat.
It's hard not to eat while we're talking about food.
Food.
Here's the thing: if I did this quick fire, because it's not like it's not like play with a failure that you did on the show. It's like play with a failure. I'd just lie.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
You could just make your best dish and be like someone was like, one time I messed up radishes. Like I would just lie.
Yeah.
Right?
One time I messed up chana masala, like my absolute killer dish. Yeah.
One time a hobo threw a piece of steak at my face.
Yeah, exactly. And now I have a traumatic relationship with
a failure.
delicious steak.
It was a humiliation. That's why.
But I thought it was very stupid. People being like, "Hey, remember 2 episodes ago when I messed up shrimp for you? I'm trying it again." And I was like, Maria, it just gives them a direct comparison.
The reason
Maria with the shellfish allergy and making.
I'm like, what are you doing? Do not cook this.
Do that.
Don't be around it. It's dangerous.
Stop it. Who's tasting that?
It's so dangerous. Okay, so Sarah made spoon bread and bay shrimp gravy. That sounds great to me.
Sounds great. Yeah.
Avishar made Jingdu style
cow.
Oh, now who's that is rude.
I wish that was a cow. My God. Avishar made Jingdu style turkey chop with mashed cucumber and chili yogurt.
This sounded good to me.
You said it was a turkey chop?
A turkey chop is what it said on the lower third.
It's like chopped turkey.
I haven't eaten meat in 20 years, so I'm not familiar with what a turkey chop might be.
turkey's no good.
I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, turkey's one of the worst meats. And if you don't have days to prepare it, it will certainly come out bad.
Yeah. Okay.
So
turkey's one of the worst meats. That's
people on the show believe that. Like you'll see like a bird challenge.
It's hard to do, right?
It's
done well.
Yeah, but it takes
it
takes forever to cook well.
Yeah, it's one of the worst meats, one of the hardest meats.
Yeah, but quick fire makes it one of the worst meats.
Sure. Yeah. So, I'm sorry, I'm eating chicken.
That's
not. She watches Top Chef.
I'm watching. I'm like, oh my God, Shota made fish heads.
I keep wondering when the challenge is just going to be like, you got to cook a dead guy. Like, out of things to cook. It's either going to be, like you have to chop off your hand and you have to cook yourself.
Yeah.
It'd be an amazing challenge. Also, Gregor and I keep wondering when they're going to do a fucking weed challenge.
They're in Portland. Like every time they're in one of these.
They were in Boulder.
I know. They're illegal.
Honestly, I am shocked at how much, and happily shocked at how much like they're talking about the police brutality situation in Portland.
Black
Lives Matter. And I have a feeling it's only because like Padma is now like in the EP kind of role, and all these other, folks that, maybe weren't in those roles before being like, no, we're going to talk about this. And like Gregory and all these people that are being vocal about it were probably vocal behind the scenes about it.
This season, especially having what amounts to like a permanent cast of black, like.
Oh, for sure. I think it's super rad. And I was so surprised they were doing that. I'm like, okay. Because in Colorado, I was expecting a weed challenge, and they keep like joking. They're like, we're going to do a challenge where we get high, and they go to a mountain.
No, it should be a challenge to do like a food pairing with the weed.
Yeah.
Or you have to cook an edible.
Yeah, I think cook an edible would be so hard and a good challenge.
I mean, can you imagine seeing the judges
more and more fucked up?
I mean, that's got to be a challenge when there's like the top 4, because then they're going to be so fucked up.
It's like days of judging.
Yeah, Tom Colicchio goes to the hospital.
Yeah, exactly. Gail gets her stomach pumped. Beautiful. Okay, so Gabe made carrots and burnt bread mole.
Fuck,
that sounded so
I'm
good.
like, this blew me away. That I've never even heard or thought of that.
Gabe is consistently doing shit I've never heard of. And I'm like, I think he's going to win. He's in my bracket. Rachel, Gregor and I are in a bracket.
I picked Gabriel over Gabe, and I feel like an asshole.
You fool.
I know, but he was really good in the first episode. And
Gabriel was
I
like
didn't want to pick 2 Gabes. That was it came down to that. I was like,
that's very funny.
I can only pick one Gabe.
Did you not pick Gabe, period?
I picked Gabriel instead of Gabe.
Oh, you just don't have Gabe at all?
Yeah, Gabe's not in my top 5 bracket.
That's interesting, because he was one of the tops in the first episode.
I had decided that there was no way that 2 Gabes could get to the finale.
They would never let that happen at Bravo. It's too powerful.
That is so many. Can I say that I think, and this dish sounded incredible. I'm a huge Gabe fan. I love him. I'd eat anything he makes. We're starting to inch on like pasta territory where I'm like, oh, you're an Italian guy, so you've made pasta for every single dish.
Oh, because he makes mole for everything.
I need you to not make another mole.
Okay, but here's
I know, and I love him, and I don't mean that. But do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying?
I do. No. At some point in every season, the chefs who are deeply specialized have to break out of it, or they get kicked out.
Yes,
and that's appropriate.
And I think he can, and I want to see him do it. That just because I have the utmost faith in him. Yes. And moles are so complex and so hard to make, so I think that's all incredible. But I'm like, I want to see Gabe's take on Chinese food or
here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say, because I think he is still doing, like, if we're comparing like Maria, for instance, she cooks a lot of Mexican food as well, but I don't think she's taken it to the next level.
No.
Gabe is, at least.
Yeah.
He is elevating it a little.
I mean, that he'll be able to do 85% of his dishes through that lens because he's elevating it so much.
Yes.
But what was her name? The blonde lady who got kicked out right in the beginning.
Mackerel. Rebecca.
just.
I mean, that was just like, but what if it were schnitzel?
It was that was just that person. She was so white.
It was just
She just was like, I don't do flavor. I mean,
when she just like milked up her, what was it, whatever it was.
Oh yeah, she poured coconut. She said cream in her red stew. I was like, coconut cream is very sweet.
Cream is thick as fuck. Oh my God! Yeah.
And then in the quickfire, she was like, you know what? Like she there was a whole thing of like, maybe I don't know who I am as a chef. And then in the quickfire, I'm sorry, in Last Chance Kitchen,
yes,
she had a revelation where she goes, oh my God, I gotta cook schnitzel.
Yeah.
As if she never thought of that. She has a fucking schnitzel restaurant.
You know what I'm thinking now? Yeah.
So that's who you are. You cook schnitzel and you only cook schnitzel. It sounds like that's your thing. And I bet it's very good schnitzel.
Sure it is. Okay. So then Jamie made a turkey, and I'm gonna butcher this, karage with an Indonesian corn fritter.
Yum.
You say corn fritter, and I'm already fucking that thing up. I love it.
Is karage? I'm also butchering it, but like, how's that prepared? What's that preparation?
So it's traditionally they typically do it with chicken, from what I understand, and it's like little tiny, very crispy fried bites of chicken.
Yeah.
And you usually get it with a little lemon that you squeeze over it.
Very good.
Very good.
I'm very excited about Jamie in general. Like I feel like Last Chance Kitchen gave her like an oomph. It gave her oomph in her sales.
Is she legit? You think she's really got it?
I think she could make it to Restaurant Wars or whatever that will be this year.
I agree.
I think her only like Achilles heel seems to be just kind of like she's a little scattered sometimes. Yeah. But even then, that's kind of just in how she talks. It's not necessarily in how she cooks. So like, I don't know.
Yeah. There was some like big fuck. Didn't she have some big fuck up in the first episode where it was like she like didn't know? I was like, I'm trying to remember what it was. Was it her or Kiki? One of them did something really.
I think it was Kiki.
Oh, maybe it was Kiki. Did something really dumb, and it was like, oh, this person maybe doesn't have the breadth of experience that you need to really win here.
Yes, I'm Jamie. I'm very curious about, because we talked to Brother Luck, the Last Chance Kitchen king, and he said that it feels like an advantage to come back from Last Chance Kitchen because you have time to just like chill. You can call your family. You're in a different hotel. He said,
tell us how that works. Because like, so when you're in Last Chance Kitchen, you still have to like kind of watch.
So that takes place over. So Brother Luck, he won 6 or 7 episodes of that in a row.
He was great.
In the Colorado season. That was filmed in 2 days. So he did like 4 challenges a day. And so, because in my mind, and those people are just changing outfits like 4 times in the background.
Oh, wow.
So momentum is real though.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I was like, that's easier. You're doing so many challenges in a day. But he was like, it's just straight up cooking though. It's like cook an egg dish or whatever. Cook the thing you screwed up in the last challenge.
The challenges are much more simplified.
Yeah.
It is, like I go back and forth. Some of these challenges on Top Chef are great. They're challenging, they're interesting, and others are just like, go fuck yourself. Like what are they doing here? They're playing like relay races to fucking cook.
Oh yeah, that's
stupid. Yeah.
I'm just like, let them, please. Let them, don't ruin someone's life.
So when you're doing Last Chance Kitchen, they give you your phone back.
Or maybe it's not your phone, but they let you like call your family with more regularity, I guess, and like don't like film it.
Read a book.
Why don't they let them do that in regular Top Chef? Because they're afraid it'll leak.
I think they're afraid about. Oh,
I don't even think that. I mean, yes, I think they say it's because they're afraid it will leak. But I remember I had a friend allegedly did something at Project Runway, and that person allegedly said that you're not allowed to, on the Bravo competition shows, you're not allowed to have books, puzzles, TV, movies, even
they want you to go crazy
because they want you to go crazy. And they say they want you to fully be inspired from within yourself. But I think it really is like a
Schnitzel.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been having conversations with Schnitzel every night. And if Schnitzel doesn't get to talk on national TV, then Schnitzel will never talk to me.
Books?
They can't have books. They can't have puzzles. They can't have like they couldn't watch like Mulan. Like,
I think you can.
That has nothing.
I think you can literally only bring a religious text, like the Bible or something.
And you can, so you can have that.
Bible.
pen and paper. That's why so many of them like draw or like doodle, because you can have pen and paper, but you can't do like literally anything else.
That's
a great observation. I've always been like, yeah, chefs really like drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always
It's
like,
so funny.
It always struck me as like a very specific thing that I assumed they like made you learn in culinary school because all of them do it.
No, it's because Bravo gives them like a tablet and a hammer and
that's all you do that, and you can exercise, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's even more extreme than Drag Race, because I know that Drag Race, they have TV, they have basic cable, they have like network, they can watch what the TV is in their hotel room. They don't have Netflix though. Unless
any of this has changed, I guess recently, that is not the way that Bravo shows were.
I believe that.
I believe that. I mean, yeah. Nobody. I mean, there's a handful amount of people that have been on this show that you can be like, this person hasn't talked to someone they love in a really long time.
Sure. Can I tell you guys a fun secret?
Please.
My roommate Colin, mute the live. It's his birthday next month, and we're going to Vegas, and I'm taking him to Jamie's restaurant.
That's really cute. Beep, beep, honk, honk. Doot, doot.
Yeah, that's where we're gonna go. That's how I called. I made a reservation.
Yeah, beep, beep, honk, honk. Beautiful. Okay, wait. Moving right along on this list. Byron makes a North African mutton tartare.
Oh, this sounds. No. Yes, right. I mean, tartare is a delicate dish to make. It doesn't. It's already a little. It's a hard thing to do. Mutton is the wrong meat.
It just sounds gamey. I'm like, my assessment is like, I'll try whatever. It sounds very gamey.
Yeah,
you gotta slice that thin.
I mean, that's just the wrong. That's like conceptually a bad idea.
Yeah. Byron is someone where I'm like, what is his deal?
I know, he's all over the place to me, and he wins on a chicken wing.
Yes, he's still here. He's on all of the Shota and Sarah, like all of them. He's in all of their stuff now that they're doing, all the projects they're working on, all their Instagram stories. I'm like, does he start getting a lot better soon?
Maybe. I agree.
And then I gotta know.
That I will also say that movie theater challenge was the biggest bummer. Everyone shit the bed.
Avishar's the only one.
Avishar, to his credit.
By the way, for the comedy, okay, here's my pitch. For the comedy, just cook whatever and make it look like a dick.
Okay.
That's funny.
I thought Jamie's original idea before Gabriel was like,
Jamie's was amazing, and then she got fucking
Jamie would have won
out of it by Gabriel.
A White Castle? That's like the most
perfect.
And she just makes a really killer little square burger.
What a perfect movie theater food. That was the biggest fucking the way everyone like truly ignored the theme that they were given completely.
Yeah.
The most obnoxious
and
way.
the shake that you eat between two people. That was
cute. There were some cute ones.
Popcorn worked.
Popcorn was good, but it really, like, both of those chicken wings. The fact that he won on chicken wings,
and he didn't even say the joke.
Byron.
He didn't even say the joke that they came up with.
I know.
Like, it's KFC, Korean fried chicken. That's only the most. That barely clears the bar as a joke, and he didn't even say it during.
Yes, exactly. That's where I get offended as a writer. Is that this
as a comedian, I was like, "Hey, you say the joke."
you bomb on stage and you live with it.
Come on, yeah.
How much you could? Because what did people do for horror? Wait, what are the categories?
Shota made the dead dog.
Dog corn.
Oh, that was dark as fuck.
I was like, Shota.
I loved it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I felt more in love with him.
Sorry, Gabe made the
Gabe made the red ceviche in a cup kind of thing.
That, was fine.
Yeah, I mean, remember there was a Charlize Theron horror.
Absolutely,
is one of the best episodes.
One of the best episodes of all time, and all of them were so good and so hit that exact idea of like horror as food.
And Grayson made black chicken in that one.
I remember she was like, it's a mother.
Mm-hmm.
Child was like cooked inside of her. It was really, really, really dark. And then I saw that movie partially because of that challenge, and it was not good.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of the only challenges on the show in its history where no one should have gone home.
Yeah. I like they had no one go home. There was the season with Antonia
Yep.
Mike and Bella, where they did Ellis Island and no one went home from that.
And no one went home, and I agree with that too.
I agreed with that. That was beautiful.
They don't do it all, but I'm like, I would have been fine for that horror.
I like when they mix it up like that.
I like it too.
I wish there was some where they would send 2 people home for being that egregiously bad.
Just out of nowhere.
Yeah, just be like, hey, I know we're gonna say 1, but you suck shit today too.
RuPaul would say it's a double sachet.
Yeah.
Sometimes people need to have a double sachet.
I think that Tom would say the same thing.
Oh my God, I would love to see Tom in drag. I would pay $1,000
Yeah.
like a drag show where Tom Colicchio was like put in drag.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna pitch it. Okay, Chris made celery root and pear bisque with carrots and chive oil. I gotta say a medium. I don't trust. I don't know.
Wait, remind me who did that?
Chris.
Oh, Chris is a boring cook. It seems like.
I know he doesn't season well, and I'm like, if you're giving me a pear bisque, you better fucking season that. And I don't know if I'm confident.
Yeah, I forgot it was Chris. I give it a thumbs down. Sorry, Chris.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Also, are you guys getting a little bit? I feel like the all of the guest judges who are now here more permanently are a little less good at being tight-lipped about like their feelings. And so like I feel like was it Dale or something this last episode was just like another goddamn tasteless dish from Chris.
Oh yeah. I think especially because they're just in little duos, like
so like
around
you're hearing that's 10 steps into gossip, right? Where it's like you're walking in and like they've been having this conversation where they're just like, this fucking guy.
Yeah. And then that's the one sentence they pull.
Yeah.
Okay, then Dawn made a fire roasted tuna comma and peanut sauce.
Right. This was her redemption peanut sauce. Yes. This sounds great.
I mean, something Mike Trapp pointed out about Dawn, which is like, if her dish was so incredible that in the first challenge, she didn't even have half of it on there and still didn't get up in the bottom.
Yeah. She's fucking
That's
talented.
why she's in my Top Chef bracket.
Okay, that's beautiful.
She is the only person I've seen on the show to not complete her dish and not even be in the fucking bottom.
The bottom.
And it's like, oh, she must be incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really, I also like to see her just kind of like a little more chill in this episode, like being like chummy around Jamie, because she's so competitive. I'm like, it doesn't feel like she enjoys it, but this was like, okay, Dawn, I get you.
There's the Olympian thing colors everything with her. Where you're just
absolutely, you should never have said that, Padma. I mean,
there's not a single chill Olympian. They're all really fucking intense to become Olympians.
Yes. And lastly, we have Maria made a shrimp cake with grilled habanero and banana salsa.
Yeah.
It sounds great, but I'm like, why did you make something you can't taste?
Yeah. Oh,
but good.
But it was old shrimp.
And it was old shrimp.
And it was the little shrimp too, which
no, I mean, like that's the thing is like I understand it's the challenge. I don't little shrimp.
How old is the oldest they could be for you to eat it, Rachel? And Gregor.
I mean, if it's dangerous, right? Is it dangerous to eat?
It gets the bacteria on the surface area. So if it's little, it's all surface area. Oh, no. There's like if you get a nice big shrimp, then theoretically, there's most of it is center that isn't getting the bacteria.
Yeah.
And so like you can cook your way around it, but like that's just a pile of bacteria. If it's been sitting out
can't taste.
Then she's not tasting. That's just one of the most disgusting ingredients you could ever pick up is old mini shrimp. So
I wonder if anyone's ever gotten sick. Like have any of the chefs ever gotten food poisoning from something someone cooked and we just haven't heard about it?
I think for sure.
Yeah.
I think there's one episode where I'm trying to remember if it was this episode, but Mateen in Top Chef Las Vegas makes something during like a desert challenge, and Tom took a bite and then had to spit it out and said it tasted soapy. And then I think Gail, it might have been in the same episode, was like, it made me feel sick. I feel nauseous.
Ooh, soapy.
And that's just an interesting thing to describe food as, is soapy. So on the bottom,
and one of the chefs got sick and died, like one of the judges, would you be eliminated? Okay.
No, you win.
And you're not in the top. You're not in the bottom.
Hold on. Hold on.
But someone didn't cook their chicken all the way through.
Okay.
So they lost.
Here's it is. So you get one of the chefs very sick.
Mm-hmm.
Just barely don't like someone else fucked up even more, right? You're actually, your chicken was great, but like it was actually undercooked. They just didn't realize it. One of the judges dies.
Okay.
Do you then get removed from the competition? Say the next week you have like immunity, like you cook very well. Is that automatic removal that you inadvertently kill one of the judges?
Maybe you go to Last Chance Kitchen as like a sort of in between.
Yeah.
Oh, are you saying Last Chance Kitchen is the purgatory, right?
Yeah, hey, we don't want to eliminate you. You are good. We have to. You killed a judge. We'll put you in Last Chance.
You killed Gail.
You did ultimately kill Gail Simmons. So
I would be so devastated. I have a real crush on Gail. But Gregor also pointed out, like, I was like, Gail looks really good in one. And Gregor was like, she kind of looks like you right now. And I was like, oh.
I was gonna say, Rachel, Gail does kind of look like you.
That's so it's a gross. I'm into Gail because she looks a little like
Rachel, me. Being attracted to someone that looks like you is the gayest thing humanly possible. I will tell you that right now. If I could have sex with a clone copy of me, sorry, Kendall, I'm breaking up with my girlfriend and I'm doing
I'm doing me,
that's very gay. So I respect it.
I have multiple times addressed myself as another Indian woman who knows a lot about Top Chef, just like Padma. I'm very into her. I think she's incredible. She's also South Indian like me. I think she's beautiful. She doesn't look anything like me, so this doesn't actually translate to what you're saying. I just think she's really hot.
Okay, you're both beautiful.
Okay, wow. Okay, drop it in the chat. Incredible. So on the bottom, Maria, Byron, and Avishar. On the top, Don, Shota, and Gabe. Shota is the winner, and he needed it because this elimination challenge, with a little toss up from World Central Kitchen and Jose Andres, is to create a menu to feed 3 different hospitals and frontline workers in the Portland area. Make 65 portions of a dish that can be packed to go and microwaved. And it has to have protein, vegetables, and a starch or grain.
I love this challenge.
This was the best.
I love this.
I was crying.
It was so good. It was so good from an emotional level, but also like it has to be good reheated. It's going to be served in to-go containers. I love that the judges ate it in to-go containers.
It was just so
really
real
good
for this year, where it's just like, how many fucking to-go meals have I eaten this year?
Absolutely.
Like this exact criteria is exactly how I'm judging the food that I'm eating in a way that I never did before, because like these to-go meals all of a sudden became like so much more important this year. Whereas like I had lower expectations for to-go food before.
Yes.
And now it's just like, no, like, I mean, I've gone to some of the fanciest restaurants in LA, but I had really high expectations because I'm paying a shitload of money all of a sudden for this stuff.
Yeah, totally.
And so like, I just thought this was like the most wonderful, like smart, like thoughtful kind of thing about the world right now.
I think I agree. And I think it was a perfect combination of like, here's something going on. And like, here's a real thing a versatile chef would need to know how to do. Because sometimes their challenges are super fucking goofy. Yeah. And I will always use this example, but like bicycle around the Alamo, finding ingredients and for Pee Wee Herman. Crazy.
Yourself. Right. I mean, like Nelson, that was great. Where Nelson was like, "I can't run my knee."
Oh, yeah. Oh, that like, broke my heart. I love Nelson.
What a sweetheart! And he's just like, "I know how to cook, but
go run and accumulate the same 3 types of fruit."
Who was the chef? Okay, I want to say there was a chef in one season who fainted. And then a couple episodes later, her mom was on the show and also fainted. And it seemed like Top Chef was trying to kill her.
You're talking about Leanne Wong.
Yes.
Who got very ill, having to cook while a few months pregnant on a mountain. Yes. And then in Top Chef All Stars, her mom helped her cook.
That's
dumplings.
They like, are trying to kill this
They're
woman.
trying to kill this woman.
The whole Wong family.
Yes.
It's
the whole line of Wongs.
It is so crazy, the kind of strenuous activity they make these, like just in Top Chef Texas, when the like finale is like, find your ingredients in a block of ice, and they have to like hammer it out. I'm like, who are you?
Yeah, I think they like made them swim out into the river one time.
Yep.
Yes, I'm like in that ice block challenge. I'm like, it would have been so easy for one of them to truly pierce through their own body with that ice pick.
Absolutely.
What would the show have?
And they had to get guns and shoot for like cherries and rabbit and shit. Listen,
someone will die one day on the show.
Someone will.
Also, I before I forget, like, so, you know, Maria started crying instantly when they said like people in hospitals. And so, you know, Maria's very emotional.
Yeah.
Gregor brought up a point that when Maria FaceTimed her family, you could tell that like Maria is clearly the most emotional one in her household. Like her wife and child were like, it's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. Like she's the one. Like that's the dynamic in their family. Is like even their daughter is like telling her like, "Don't worry, mom. It's okay."
Oh yeah. Very sweet. I mean, and they're switching it up this season. Usually, like clockwork, the person who calls their family is the person that goes home or wins. Yes. And now, like when Dawn called her family, I was like, oh no, didn't matter.
But I like that, like Padma. I don't know if you caught like, okay, so Padma was like, Maria, you're getting very emotional. Like as she was introducing the challenge, and she was like, my wife's a firefighter, and Padma goes, okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes Padma
really cold.
Yeah, sometimes she'll be like someone will have a quick fire dish and they'll make a joke like, can I do it over? And she's like, no. Ice cold. She's did you watch Taste the Nation?
Yes.
Oh, I just love that
so
show. She's great. It just my wife's a firefighter. Okay.
Okay.
So,
and I'm the host of Top Chef anyway. Yeah. All right. So for this challenge, the dishes we get, Jamie makes kimchi tofu soup, bulgogi braised pork, eggplant, and steamed rice. Oh, baby.
I love a kimchi soup.
I would order this every day of the week.
Absolutely.
Sarah made lentil falafel with a carrot and pumpkin seed hummus, tomato salad, and homemade flatbread with a yogurt mint sauce. This bucks me up. This is exactly the type of meal I would want to eat after working long hours of like, it is filling, but it is also not super like heavy, and like I don't know, like a bunch of hot meat chunks or whatever. This sounds
that pita seemed excellent, and you get you make a good pita bread, a fresh pita bread. That's as good as it gets.
Oh my God. Anytime someone makes bread on this show,
Although I will just say, even though I think this is a brilliant dish, falafel travel's terrible.
That's true. It might not stay crispy and.
What about a lentil falafel? Maybe the lentil falafel will travel better.
I think it's the steam in the container that steams all of the crispy stuff. Anyway,
I think that's fair. I think it's a fair assessment.
I do think it was smart of her to call it flatbread rather than pita in case it didn't rise. I thought that was a very good strategy.
That is smart.
I was like, I thought you're so awkward and you don't know how to do anything. There you are with good strategy.
I'm adorkable.
Shota made miso braised chicken drumsticks with sweet potatoes, cauliflower pickles, and Napa cabbage.
I mean, it sounds great, but the look didn't.
It looked great. I was sweating. I kind of forgot that he had immunity, and I was like,
yeah,
my North Star. What will happen to him?
Yeah.
The man I accidentally picked 5 times for my Top Chef bracket.
Yeah.
What did he he said he wanted to do something else, right?
He wanted to make actually, did he specify what he wanted? Just none of the ingredients that he wanted.
That chicken looked like flaccid penis.
Yes.
Is the only way that's the only way I can describe it. That's exactly what it
I'm going to elaborate on the type of flaccid penis and tell you. Like,
let's see if I'm thinking about a type of flaccid penis, but let's see if we have the same one.
I think it's like a post sauna flaccid penis.
Oh, I had just gotten out of a swimming
and sweaty.
pool.
Yeah, okay, that's
a little wrinkly, a little sweaty.
And because the chicken has those little dimples on it, maybe you also like got hit with a basketball after you went to the sauna. So there's like
perfect.
You know that classic scenario.
Yeah, when you play nude basketball after your sauna.
No, it just makes it like a floppy, sweaty kind of thing.
Yeah.
This all adds up because I was thinking post-coitus. So all of it is along the same.
The basketball thing for sure.
Yeah, I think we're all agree it's the basketball. We all keep coming back to basketball.
Yeah, I keep thinking about it. Maria made puerco verde, pork in a grilled tomatilla salsa with cabbage and avocado slaw, corn salsa, and a tortilla. This sounds great.
Sounds
So
great.
good if the tortilla weren't
That,
raw.
I know that really.
That tomatillo sauce looked fucking awesome.
Yes.
How do you undercook a tortilla?
What's so crazy? It's so thin, and one side was crispy.
Right? Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
you put it in a pizza oven, but I honestly I agree. Tortillas a fucking
So
centimeter
thin.
thick.
And you saw
A
the one
pizza.
side; it was like tandoori, like roasted or like
Yeah.
toasted.
Yeah.
I'm like, a pizza cooks in a pizza oven in like 30 seconds.
Yes. I don't really understand what she did. She must have really fucked something up because
Maybe it was an extra wet dough or something.
Yeah.
Maybe she put it in on a cold platter or something.
Oh,
Maybe
sure.
the dough had just played basketball. So
Yeah.
Kind of...
And then, someone threw a basketball into the
At its garage. I think we kind of found it.
We'll say raw tortilla dough doesn't sound bad.
Listen, and Rachel, I'm right there with you. When
No,
I get like a little raw, I like doughy. I like a big
I
dough.
love things doughy. Like if I got a tortilla that was a little raw, I'd
I'd
be
be like,
yum.
yum.
But like,
Isn't it? I mean, it's
I'd mostly
basically
be
like
happy.
it's
Flour and
basically like an inch away from what's the corn cake? I'm brain farting.
sopa?
Not a sopa, but like where
Arepa?
Arepa?
the little corn tube.
Tamale?
A
Yeah,
flauta? Or a taquito?
Ooh,
Oh, it's not.
Tamales half. It's only steamed. It's not like fried, so it's I don't
Wait,
know.
what?
to me, it's almost like if you made a cinnamon roll and the inside's just the slightest bit doughy and wet.
That's a home
Like,
run.
that sounds great.
That's my favorite thing. Like an undercooked cinnamon roll. I want to make that now.
Yeah, I think they literally probably wanted to put Shota on the bottom, and because he had immunity, they were like, there were only 2 really bad dishes. Okay, Maria, your tortilla was raw.
Well, that's a weird thing that I've noticed is used to, even if you had immunity, they would put you in the bottom.
Exactly.
Now it seems like if you have immunity, they just won't even bother putting you in the bottom.
And they'll be like, and then Padma will be like, by the way, you're lucky.
Well, it's bad TV, right? I mean, why have a person who can't lose?
Well, in case they want to give up their immunity.
Remember that one guy gave up his immunity? He was
Jamie.
like, yes.
Yeah, but that was interesting. That was one of the better dramatic moments of the whole series. I'm trying to remember the if that was like logical.
It was because his dish put them on the bottom. He made like
that was like a team thing.
I think it was stupid because he was forced essentially.
He was. Don Teasar made him make that.
They threw him under the bus. I don't know why he took one. I don't know why he took a bullet for them when they completely threw him under the bus in the first place. But
Wasn't he the executive chef of that restaurant though? Wasn't it Restaurant Wars?
It was actually a weird pirate ship challenge where they had to run around Charleston, South Carolina in the rain and scavenge for strange ingredients hidden in weird boxes.
I remember that, of course.
Oh, of course, a sensible challenge. It was like a hurricane, and they're running around like, I found peanut butter.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Insane. Lovely Elaine's feed cut out, and when they came back, was like everyone's talking about flaccid penises. Beautiful, we love that.
Elaine.
Okay, so then Avishar, here we go, made a Bengali style beef curry with chana and cauliflower and a basmati rice.
Sounds great.
It sounds great. Rika, I gotta ask you, like I don't know if you see this.
Tell me.
I feel like I see Padma angry at Indian chefs
Gregor?
whenever they fuck up Indian food in a way that's like extra angry.
When the chill in my spine in season 15, when she tells Fatima Ali, why are you cooking our flavors like this? I was like, oh my God.
Like very personal.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And no South Asian person has made it past the top 8 in the whole show. There's only been 4. And I do think Padma absolutely does that. And I think I think she is extremely harsh on it. I feel like Avishar, I appreciate him for many reasons. I think he's just a sweet little darling.
Oh,
and I think he really tries to honor the challenges in ways that sometimes other people don't. And I think that like Space Marshmallow was like the peak Avishar, like using his like bio background and stuff, which I think is great. This did bum me out. He hadn't really nailed Bengali flavors on the show, and this was kind of like the time to, and it's a bummer. It's a bummer.
I think he did. He did several like Southeast Asian dishes, and
he tried. Bad. I think every time he did it, he was either middle or bottom, and he only ended up on the top when he did space marshmallows.
And one of them was
he did the Buckeyes too.
The Buckeyes. Honestly, he seems to be really good at desserts. He should go on the terrible spinoff, Top Chef Just Desserts.
Yes. And then, can we please just on the show talk about the Last Chance Kitchen dish that he made?
Yes. Wait, really quickly, can I just defend Avishar for 1 second? Because I know we feel differently about this. And what I will say is, did I think he was going to win? No. But would I rather see someone take big swings with fun things or interesting things and then do them poorly, rather than someone like Chris, who stays on the show, or honestly, even Byron, who stays on the show, always just doing kind of like middle of the road food that usually does not taste that good, but also is not conceptually interesting. Yeah. I would take an Avishar any day. I'm like, he's fun to watch just as a character, in my opinion. And he's trying stuff. I think Chris is, I'm like,
it's not like that. There was that guy who, was it Charleston? What was the Southern season where they had to cook for a bunch of I think of them as weird racists, but I think they were just Southern people. They had to cook for it was like a big Southern house, and this guy cooked cigars.
Yes. You're thinking of Texas, where they had to do the progression meal of first course in my house, second course in your house. And
those people were racist for sure.
Chris Jones.
They were in Borat. Also,
yes. But he cooked weird shit for them, and then the whole season he did stuff with a Miracle Berry. He was taking huge swings, and most of them were misses. But Avishar, other than the marshmallow, what swings did he take?
What swings?
Okay. Listen, I get what you're saying. I don't think you're wrong, but I think that there are people that should have gone home before him, like Chris.
Under seasoning is, to me, sort of unforgivable.
Those dishes are so about the seasoning.
Yeah.
And honestly, when Chris said in episode 2, he's like, I'm kind of discovering the Haitian flavors I grew up with. I was like, oh no, he's out. Because he's questioning his voice on the show.
That's so interesting. I thought the opposite, Reka. I thought we're getting into a story of growth that will continue over the season. And maybe we still will. Maybe he'll really pick it up. But right now, I'm not buying it.
I thought they were setting us up for a learning arc, a cultural acceptance arc for him.
Yes.
Yeah. Who knows? Byron made pollo la brasa, a Peruvian-style grilled chicken, ají amarillo potatoes, and vegetable corn salad.
That sounds good.
Yeah, again, grilled chicken's a hard one to make special.
It kind of blows my mind when I've been out of the meat game for 20 years. But from what I remember, if I'm I made you chicken breast or I made you grilled chicken, you're like, oh, cool. You're trying to figure something. That wasn't your first choice.
I was actually so surprised to see 2 chicken breasts.
2 chicken breasts. When Chris was like, I'm making a delicious grilled chicken breast.
The color on that chicken was so exciting. I was like, oh,
it was green.
This is really cool. I bet it has to be flavorful. But then when it wasn't, again, chicken breast it doesn't really seep the flavors unless you really marinate it for a while.
It reminds me in Top Chef at New Orleans, Brian, he's in the top 5 or 6, and it's a make whatever dish. It's a do whatever you want kind of challenge. And he makes skinless chicken breast.
Boneless chicken breast.
Why? And he's
Revolting.
I don't know. And why?
It's you're better off with tofu.
Yes.
Truly, at least it can absorb and
I think white meat chicken. Oh, sorry.
We know someone who had their stomach removed for health reasons, which is something that can actually happen.
Yes.
If that were a challenge where it's you have to cook for someone with literally no stomach, but you still have to make it tasty.
She could only take in for like months, she could only take in, I think it was like 400 calories a day or something. And so
that's an amuse-bouche challenge or like a 1/4 challenge.
Yes.
That's true. I think chicken breast is only good if you simmer it in sauce and then shred it.
Yeah, 100%. Like, but it just, the center of it is so dry and flavorless unless you get something in there.
Yeah. Damn. Gabe made chicken with achiote chicken with black bean sauce, sweet corn tamale, and green beans.
I mean, just this seems like right in his wheelhouse.
Absolutely.
He's the killer of this.
Yes. Dawn made a tamarind braised top sirloin with coconut rice grits with a braised and seared cabbage wedge.
This sounds fucking great.
That cabbage. Ooh.
Coconut rice grits. Right? Say again.
She was top 3 on this?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, it sounds right.
This sounds so fucking good. And yeah, hopping right over to judges table. Top was Dawn, Jamie, and Sarah. The winner was Jamie, which is an incredible, coming and swinging from Last Chance Kitchen.
God. Yeah.
The bottom, Avishar, Chris, Maria. Shoda gets a shout out.
Yeah.
Eliminated is Avishar.
Avishar goes home.
And
let's hop over to Last Chance Kitchen.
Let's talk about this.
Okay, wait. I'm so confused. I thought Sasha was coming back into the company.
I did too. That was so confusing.
Yes,
they said there was room for someone else.
They didn't explain that correctly.
So
I was like, is she coming back in the elimination?
When does she come back later? Or someone
was really
later. She gets to stay in Last Chance Kitchen.
I guess that's what
I've done
it
something
is.
Similar to this before, where it's like Jamie is more the winner, so Jamie goes directly back into the show. Sasha stays and gets to continue to compete in Last Chance Kitchen, and maybe will come back. I think she could come back. I guess it depends on how far down the road they bring someone back into the show.
Right.
Sasha seems really good, but just seems like one of those classic, like kind of Italian only
like
chef.
a pasta person.
Which can get you really far. It's a pretty spectacular, wide ranging cuisine, but
yes,
limiting.
Yeah.
Yes. So wait, so the challenge.
Okay. Yes.
Let's go. The challenge was what? To cook with
blood.
Blood?
Oh.
Yes. Well, blood and blood themed food.
Right.
Which is what opened it up a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so and Avishar makes
I eat meat, but like, that image of
a bucket of blood that he
Yeah.
was pouring into his scrambled eggs, and then the eggs wouldn't coagulate. That made me so unhappy.
I will say,
For
for
sure.
College Humor fans in the audience, Mike Trapp has said this is the most disgusting dish he's ever seen in all 18 seasons of Top Chef and all 8 seasons of Last Chance Kitchen.
Man,
I
watching him just sort of whisk a bucket of blood was one of the most revolting I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Nauseous.
What kind of blood was it?
Pig's blood.
Oh, which is Carrie.
I mean, it
So
feels.
they dump on Carrie as a punishment.
Is Avishar's dish?
It's also so funny to refer to what happened. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to kill everyone.
Bloody good breakfast?
Yeah. The idea of referring to what happened to Carrie as a punishment is very funny to me, as instead of like bullying her, she was punished for being such a freak ass bitch.
Yeah.
That wasn't how you read the movie? I'm sorry.
I felt bad for her. Yeah.
The word punishment. Did I use the word punishment?
Yes.
Yeah, because she was a whore.
Yeah.
A godless whore.
Yeah, godless whores will be punished by a bucket of pig's blood. We know that. And that's ultimately the message we kind of like to leave every Talk Chef episode with, too.
Yeah.
Also, Avishar cut his sausage up beforehand and turned them into these dry ass nuggets. Blood sausage is fucking dry. You can't do that.
He did bad.
It's hard enough. Blood sausage is a hard go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough. Yeah, Elaine is saying he already had the blood sausage. Leave the bloody eggs off.
Yes, leave them alone.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Will it be in my head forever? Whenever it's just gonna pop up at the worst moments of my life. I'll be like holding my baby daughter. I'm gonna see a fucking bucket of whiskey.
Yeah, you look into her eyes, and then for one moment you see the dish. And you're like, ah!
I thought you meant that anytime you eat eggs. I don't know why looking at our daughter would
I'm just saying, it's rattling around in there for the rest of my life.
Just
Oh my God.
you don't
I have
want to
no
be
control.
about.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
This strikes me as a challenge too, that maybe 10 seasons later, the way they'll be like, we're bringing back biggest Top Chef fails or whatever, remake this dish from blah, blah, blah. This strikes me as something that might come up.
Yeah.
I mean, look, to your point, like, it's very ambitious. Like, if there was that's a big swing from Avisar for sure.
Yeah.
But also an epic fail. So, you can't have.
Tom said it wasn't bad.
Elaine saying Tom liked the blood sausage.
I just don't believe it.
But he was like, the eggs aren't bad, I think.
Yeah. I mean, Tom I always find is like sometimes his palate is like one step too far because he's such a pro that like, I just think like, I mean, to this exact challenge, to the point, he was just like, should have made the pig's heart. And it's like, no, in a half hour.
This man who won't eat okra, but actually does eat okra constantly. I'm like, bitch, you like okra. Come on.
Right. And he's just like, so, I mean, like, this is a guy who wishes someone handed him a bloody heart and he ate it like an apple. And like, so like, we don't
true beast of a man.
Yeah. Like, we don't have to be in exact accord with his taste buds.
It's so funny. So what did we think? Oh my, who is this?
This is why
this is our dinner.
Yeah. So cute. Well, guys, we're gonna wrap up soon. If you have questions for Rachel and Gregor, pop them in the chat. What did you think of this episode?
I gotta look at this chat.
I thought it was the best episode you've ever done.
Okay, good. Phew, I met this episode of Talk Chef. Phew, thank you so much.
Okay, good.
I really appreciate it. What do you guys think of this episode of Top Chef overall?
This was a good one. I mean, this was a really good one. The last one in conjunction with Gabriel's multiple failures was one of my most like, just like, it was like Sideshow Bob like stepping on a rake over and over. It was so brutal to watch this poor guy just stepping it over and over and go home on a fucking salad. Like
the watermelon salad, when he was like, here's the thing, I've been eating a lot of salad. I'm like, no.
I think he overthought it.
He was like, I've made a lot of dishes with popular ingredients. What if I do one with less popular?
Well, while our chat gets a little warmed up for questions, what are your guys' favorite foods? If that's okay to ask.
We can ask
and burgers.
Truly anything with like peanut butter in it, I'm just a fan of. I can't overemphasize how much I love peanut butter. I love sushi.
Mm-hmm. Tom Colicchio's roasted mushrooms at Kraft are one of my favorite dishes of all time. Maybe my favorite.
I'll tell you about
teacher's pet. Jeez.
Yeah,
Gregor's a very good cook, so I'll say he makes a chicken coated in tahina. That's like really good.
I do. It's like a tahini date glaze.
Oh yes. It's fantastic. You make Bisque, that's amazing. You make curried cauliflower rice, that's fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, and the Spanish cauliflower rice.
Also. Yes. Well, also he's a fancy bitch, and he bought a sous vide machine.
Sous vide.
So he sous vides fish. His sous vide salmon is actually fantastic.
But that's not cooking. That's just like letting a machine do the work.
Okay, but you see, this actually leads perfectly into the first question people ask. What is your biggest cooking fail? Because on Top Chef, people fuck up using sous vides all the time, or it'll be like a challenge. It's like, cook exactly like the ancient Romans did. And then like, I used a sous vide machine.
Biggest cooking fail.
Oh, I have mine.
I mean, I know what I'm thinking of for Rachel.
I know what I'm thinking of for Rachel too. A couple Hanukkahs ago, before COVID. It was the Hanukkah before COVID. It was the Hanukkah before COVID.
And all through the house.
I tried to make jelly. I tried to make traditional jelly donuts because I remembered making jelly donuts in home ec class in 7th grade. But what I didn't realize is we'd been using dough in that class that had already, I think, been like raised. So I realized I had to let the dough sit for hours. The donuts weren't ready until midnight, and they were terrible. It was really bad. And I was pregnant too, so I couldn't drink away my troubles, and I just hated myself, and I was like really angry.
We had a bunch of people over. We'd promised all of them like tons of jelly donuts.
It was really terrible.
And they didn't. There was no jelly. Like the goal for a traditional Hanukkah jelly donut is to be like a jelly center donut.
Yeah.
But there was no centering of this irregular shaped donut.
Did you dip?
So it was mostly a dipping and
I made a cracker. Let's be honest. It was really bad. It was really truly terrible, and I was very ashamed. Whenever we have people over again.
Yes, we'll make them jelly donuts again.
Perfect. Keep promising it. Yeah.
Yes. I'm trying to think I'll usually just toss it if I'm ashamed of it and no one knows. What have I fucked up?
I don't know. You're pretty good.
I don't know. I can't think of any. I'm sorry. I wish you told me.
Oh my God, you're totally fine.
Gregor's perfect.
Okay, Gregor's perfect. Wow. My biggest weakness is, I guess, I'm too nice.
Just like I've tried too hard.
Yeah. I'll also say, just to tell you what people are saying in the chat, we got a lot of crazy ex-girlfriend fans that are saying they love you both and they're big fans. Someone called out my favorite song, which is Heavy Boobs, that they're a big fan. Listen, much representation matters. It's absolutely a thing. And we do thank you for that.
And I'm getting a reduction, a breast reduction. It's scheduled for August. My Heavy Boobs I went from a triple D to a G. And after you have a baby and after you breastfeed, they get very soft. Yep. So my breasts are almost like the consistency of balls right now.
Wow.
I've been throwing basketballs at them this whole time.
Incredible. Well, guys, we have a couple more questions just before we wrap up. One of them being, we usually try to pit the dish that wins against the dish that our guest would have made for the challenge. In this case, that maybe both of you would have made. So again, the winning dish was Jamie, who made kimchi tofu soup, bulgogi braised pork, and eggplant and steam fried rice. So if you guys had to do this challenge, what would you do?
I might have cheated and done like a pasta that incorporated meat and vegetables into it.
I don't think that's cheating. My only question would be, would it reheat well?
Pasta's
Sometimes
good.
it gets into a big clump.
I would have made it a very buttery pasta.
Yeah, there we go.
So that way, when you heat it up, it doesn't coagulate, you know. And I wouldn't have done I wouldn't have necessarily done a spaghetti. I would have done like a penne or a rigatoni.
What kind of meat and veggies are we getting in there, Rachel?
I think I would have done like a chicken sausage, veggies, mushrooms, and should make another vegetable, mushrooms, and broccoli.
Great, love
I
it.
eat that.
I love. That's delicious.
That's what I'm craving.
This is my pandemic invention that I'm very proud of, and I'm giving it to the world right now.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Leftover, whatever you have leftover rice. So this is the dish I would as my like to go dish. Leftover rice. Cover your saute pan with it. Mix it with just whatever various sort of Middle Eastern spices you have around. And then let it basically toast into a cake. And
make it tarik.
Yeah, tarik. It's tarik, exactly. But okay, here's where it gets a little more aggressive.
I don't think this is going to reheat well, though.
Go on. And then you basically you crack an egg over it and cover it so the egg bastes into it and really forms into what sort of a tadig meets a quiche. And
but I don't know if that egg, if you want that yellow yolk streaming over, that's not going to reheat.
So I guess the thing is, if you are doing it for eat now, you keep the yolk nice and soft. Otherwise, you could just do it. You could scramble it and make it into a quiche meets a tadig.
Tadish.
Tadish. There you go.
Yum.
I love.
And then you sort of just load that thing with all the Middle Eastern spices you can get. Get your tahini, get your chili oils and some raw white onions diced up is real nice.
Ooh, yes. Do we got any meat in there?
I mean, I wouldn't put put a meat, but I did it. I did it once with the egg would be the protein.
That's the protein. We don't need.
Kind of dump a ton of herbs as vegetables on there. That's sort of the.
Thank you.
It's like dills. It's parsleys. It's it's a little bit of whatever you get.
Reheated tadig though
Mint.
is gonna be a little risky.
No, that'll reheat well.
Okay.
The tadig will reheat well. It's more the egg that you don't want to like nuke too hard. But anyway, that's what I would put in a to-go container because it's a sort of perfect one pot dish.
That sounds so
theoretically, you could crack that raw egg over it
and let it cook in there.
And then when they microwave it, just cook
Let
it.
them cook it themselves?
Yeah. Ooh. And you write that in the instructions. You cook this, bitch.
Deal with that.
Fucking deal.
You haven't done enough today.
Yeah. I'm tired.
I don't care that you're a nurse.
Yeah. Well,
we all got shit going on.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for doing the show again. For our viewers, if you want to donate to Heart of Dinner, Jordan's Venmo info is in the chat at JORDANMYR1CK. I realize I have been pasting that incorrectly, and that's kind of cool of me, but you guys know the deal. You're all returning viewers. So thank you so much for tuning in. Rachel and Gregor, thank you so much for doing the show.
Yes, thank you. We have so many people rolling in already saying that this is their favorite episode of ours that we've ever had.
Okay.
Wow.
I mean, I told you it was.
Yeah, and Gregor was right.
You called it.
Gregor was right.
There's just one more thing. Oh, my producers are saying, I can tell them? Okay. You guys are Top Chef.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know this. There are 2 ways to become Top Chef. You could compete in the TV show Top Chef and win, or you could do this live stream visual podcast.
Yeah. Either way, an Indian woman will tell you are Top Chef, and that's beautiful.
Oh my God, I'm thrilled.
I didn't know how to get on the show, and now I don't care.
And now you.
Oh, what a cutie.
So cute. He's hungry.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys so much. Tune in next week. We'll have another special guest. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Bye.
Bye.